Okay. We had an executive session at 5 o'clock today to discuss a real estate matter with the airport, some pending legal matter concerning file transfer from Libic, and finance personnel update. Do we have any citizens to be heard this evening? Jamie, are you here for anything in particular? Or? Guess not. Okay. All right. Moving on then. Can I have the council minutes of the April 13th, 2026 meeting?
Okay.
Been moved and seconded. Any additions or subtractions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is the ordinance amending chapter 10, part 2, the regulation of excessive noise.
Make a motion.
Been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Does anybody have any questions about the changes that were made? Okay. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is approval of resolution 427-2026-01, Boonesburg Theater event, which was approved by council on the 23rd. However, the resolution is required for work.
I'll move to approve.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions? In favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is approval of the resolution 427-2026-02, which is the process of handling event permits.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Anybody have any additions, subtractions, otherwise on that?
I'll just point out, there were some changes to it as council discussed at the last meeting, and then instead of having the actual application as an appendix, legal then changed it and took appendix out. That way we didn't have to keep doing resolutions when we changed the form. The form that I did have included in the packet changed a little bit. The categories stayed the same, but some of the legal jargon for the categories after a legal review changed it up, but it's mostly the same categories that you see in the packet. So I know in the past, Jim, you had concerns about if it's going to be leased out or if it's multiple events, and council revoke an event after 5 of them are approved. So we included that language.
Any other concerns? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the department reports. First is police.
You have the police log in there, calls for service. The station logbook are down a little bit, but the 911 center calls they're a lot higher, staying kind of steady. You should have parking in here as well. You'll see the amounts that's going down a little bit. Students leaving for the semester. Do you have any questions about any of that?
Feels like they just showed up for the semester. The year.
Any questions? Okay, you're none. Do you want to report on Tim? What's been going on there?
Tim, Tim is our co-responder. He's doing really good work for us. He's out every day. A lot of the calls we find him assisting. He was just on a domestic today because it was with somebody that was typically suffering from some type of mental health. Talked to Justin about possibly using the airport vehicle in the future.
Well, Tim doesn't get a car. He works for us through CMSU, and they do not provide him a vehicle. So he is spending his own money to go around to all of these things that he's been going around to, and he gets around walk. If there's a way that we could be able to help out in that would be appreciated, I'm sure, on his part.
Yeah, he does a lot for the community now. He was going down to Agape a couple times a week, if not more. He was down and he assisted with the cleanup down for the homeless encampment down by the malt file. I think he's an asset having that position. We're lucky enough that he came to Bloomsburg first, and some of the other departments are still trying to find a co-responder.
The girl that went missing, he knew right away who the players were in that and resolved it pretty quick. His name came up at the library board meeting on Tuesday about how effectively he's been helpful there. He's doing really good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he stops by the library a couple times there too.
Yep.
Again, I'll bring up the car that Brady doesn't use anymore. What's that doing?
Well, we were gonna transfer that over to parking,
Okay. I know that hasn't happened, so.
but has not happened yet.
Okay.
Can't get that Scirocco running in the yard there.
Probably
Well, that's gonna
not.
be-
It's been there a while.
So,
Yeah, we talked about.
Slider.
Wednesday.
But anyway, if we could get some creative thinking or whatever on that, it would be nice to help him out because he is really helping us out. Okay,
Okay, what's your final assessment on block party?
I mean, I think it went well. There was, we had an incident there with some shots fired call there towards the end of it when we were trying to clear out Fetterman at the same time, plus, and then that comes in, so that became a little more difficult for the splitting all of our assets up really. But overall, it was a lot of people in town. It was a beautiful day for it.
Mhm.
could use that on Saturday. Good to go. Okay, thank you. Police and parking, next is fire. McBride,
Packet is in the your agenda. If you have any questions, feel free. Still tinkering around a little bit. That one that's attached, first one, that's the 5530 report. That's a little bit of a broader brush without breaking it down into individual incidents, because within those categories, there are sub incidents, subtypes, and it can get quite rainbow effect in there. So that's general. I can, like the next one, maybe I'll put the other one in just to break it down a little bit and see which one of the two you would prefer. But like I said, this is just a general overview of incident types, major incident types. It's been busy. Carnival's coming up. Was actually surprised at how busy Renaissance was for the rain that we had. Nice. Hopefully gonna get out to First Fridays. We did start getting requests in to do, last year if you remember, we went out to the congregate housing, mixed income, low income, assisted places, and we did education and did drills, evacuation drills. And that has caught on, but we're now starting to get requests from them to do the. So that little education, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, because those are on high risk. Those are our low frequency, high risk incidents, and those are the ones that we want to try and focus on. They're not the fire alarms. We have those in our back pocket. We know how to do those pretty quick, but yeah. And fire alarms, just because we run a lot of them, our guys are not becoming complacent. A fire alarm in a neighboring jurisdiction ended up being a structure fire. So we keep telling them, just because it's a fire alarm, just because it's the same thing over and over again, don't become complacent, because it can turn into something very serious. We were out at one at 3 o'clock, 10 minutes before this morning. There was a hot dog left on a stove. And yeah, and it's one of our frequent flyers. It's usually just a fire alarm or something incidental, but this one could have been a lot more. So, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to stop down Wednesday through Saturday's the carnival, and like I said, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me a phone call.
Can you refresh my memory as to why it doesn't make sense for you guys to do sprinkler inspections and things like that?
Because we're not, I don't want to say this, as a department, we're not certified to do that. Okay, you have to be a certified inspector to do those. And in order to do like an annual inspection, that would be a NICET level certification. Then if we started getting into that, then that would be a different compensation for the department. Those are usually paid staff that do that type of thing, like not on a volunteer basis. That's basically what I do at the university, but I don't do our annuals, because our annuals are a third party that come in and do them. And those third parties are certified, assured, and have NICET level certifications to do those inspections.
Cause those
We could-
prices are going through the roof.
That's the nature of the beast, trust me, because I just saw some quotes come through.
Yeah.
And, they're getting pricey. Once again, they always say if you put life safety on it, it automatically goes through the roof. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm getting at, though, is I'd rather give my money to you than Cintas.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's not a mechanism that we're set up to do.
Okay. All right, any other questions for the fire department? Okey dokey. Item 2 then is admin finance. Item A is motion to approve the completion of the probationary period for Sergeant Josh Dombrowski in the police department with a 6-month period ending April 19th, 2027.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Your mention.
Thought he did a good job. He had 6 months. I mean, I have no complaints. I think he's doing a good job for that 6 months, and just so happens he was on probation for his last block party then. Well, not his last one, but the 19th.
The last, not his last. Okay,
So I think it went well.
great. All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Next is approval of the retirement of Michael Reffer from his positions as Director of Code Enforcement and EMA Coordinator for the town, effective May 15th, plus any accrued leave time.
So moved with regret.
Second, with regret.
All just fancy houses in Columbia County now, huh? Thank you very much for the service that you provided here over the years. You came in at a time that we really needed the help, and I think you've done a great job with the department. Certainly, we've gone through a lot with zoning and everything over the last couple of years, and I appreciate your steady hand.
Everybody in the town and citizens, so thank you.
All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item C is approval to advertise for the Director of Emergency Management.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Is that generally an in-house role?
In the past, we've had it external and then internal. The county still requires 2 people to be ready. Charlie Fritz serves as our deputy. He's not interested in moving up. So we still have that vacancy then.
Oh, Wanda. Okay.
Yeah, at that time it was just Wando, and then the county requires 2 now.
All right. Jim, you're retired. All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye, opposed, thank you. Item D is approval to accept the resignation of Jack Reach as the Director of Finance.
I'll move to approve with also regret. And
No.
thank you.
I'll second with regret.
Moved and seconded. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate the time spent here.
Good.
Taught me a lot about local government.
I'm sure.
Seriously though, because I realized that everybody here is a volunteer sitting up there. A lot of things going on, a lot of balls in the air all the time. Appreciate the time you spend.
Well, we appreciate your service.
Yeah.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item E is approval to advertise the Director of Finance role.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Do we have a range that we're looking, or do we just want to put this out and see what we can?
Last time we put it out 50 to 80,000.
How long was it out for before?
April of 2024, we didn't hire someone until July of 2024.
Quoting Jim Garman, there's 2,000 people graduating that month. So. Gotta put it out and then see what we get.
You never know.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Nay.
Can you guys say?
Aye.
Well, no one made the motion to do so.
Sorry, I can do that.
Jacqueline, did you make the first motion, then Garmin, you seconded it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, who was the no's on that?
So 4-3.
I think I only heard 2 no's in the beginning, so did someone?
Yes, I
change
thought-
it?
I changed it. I
Okay, you
changed my
can't
no.
change your vote once the
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry. Okay, I was a yes, but then I was confused.
Okay, so it was just Justin and Garmin. Okay. Once a motion's made, you can make a new motion.
I make a new motion.
Well, now we voted on it.
Sorry, I'm learning. I'm sorry. What can we do?
You can make a new motion if you want.
You could, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to table.
Is there a second?
Can I second?
Yeah, it's a new motion.
Sure, I'll second.
Okay. If we're gonna table it, we need to bring it up at the next meeting, but then we need to have some executive sessions or otherwise, you know, another meeting to discuss this as far as a personnel matter in the meantime.
Yes.
But making. Advertising the job and moving on hiring a person, two totally different things.
Yes.
We can, you put it out and see who comes in. And then you decide what you're doing. We're not committing to hiring somebody, we're committing to advertise. I don't see a problem with doing that.
Cost to advertise.
Go on Indeed, there's 50,000 jobs that nobody's doing anything. They're just out there.
So, there's a motion on the floor to not advertise. Chris, you made it. Jacqueline, you seconded it. So since there's a second, you have to vote on it.
Now explain what's a yay and what's a nay.
So right now you're voting to table it.
So yay means we're tabling it, we're gonna not advertise until we make a decision at the next meeting.
Okay.
We could also go into executive session yet again at the end of the meeting. If you guys want to, and then make another motion at the end.
At the time, that's all.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. So we'll leave that as
So are
unvoted.
you guys have to vote though, since there's an active motion. So are you gonna vote it down and then put another motion on the floor? Typically, we can't move on until there's an actual vote on it.
Can I amend it to table it until after this meeting with executive session?
I'm gonna object to the executive session on the grounds that if you're talking about replacing somebody or not. It
Yeah.
doesn't qualify.
Well, we're not gonna table this part of it. We're gonna table we have to discuss it more. There was more discussion that had to be had.
Unless you're discussing a specific person, i.e. Jack, or a specific candidate for the job.
Yeah,
You can't
Yes.
discuss it. in
Yes,
executive session.
yes, right? We're talking about,
no,
no,
we're
all
not.
right. Okay, so.
That's why I would say, I think we should table it if we wanna like come up with a plan
Okay,
and have a better idea of how we wanna approach it at the next meeting.
Okay.
So the motion is to table it until the next meeting. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Karen?
Aye.
4-2. Right,
I said aye.
yep, 5-2, sorry. My bad math. Okay, item F is approval of payment to CEDACOG for the following invoices as listed.
move to approve.
Moved in second. Any questions? Anything that needs to be pointed out while Jamie's here? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item 3 is Public Works Airport, Mr. Garmin.
Approval of a release letter to UGI regarding Market Street. There's a final copy we presented at the meeting as we're awaiting an update from legal.
So I sent an email copy to council prior in an email, it was right after maybe four to five range. Right now, UGI is willing to give the town 59,917.82 for the paving on Market Street. That is from Fifth Street to the intersection there, all the way to Main Street. This would be for the work that Veolia is currently doing. I don't know, Brady, if you want to add anything.
In order for them, in order for Viola to really complete the paving, they were expecting a contribution from UGI. UGI fought us on 59,000 something invoice that I gave them. We wanted an invoice from Viola's contractor Crawford. They received that from Crawford, they didn't like the number, so we went back and forth. So now they've agreed to pay us 59, and that leaves us to where we owe 58 to have that completely paid.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
How much is the old pay?
I think probably the total cost estimate's around close to $800,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good deal of them, you know, they don't have to do any of the, like curb cuts and things, right? They do. All right, are there any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Approval of payment to Viola in the amount
Aye.
of $82.18 for paving work on Market Street, from Main Street to Fifth Street, to be paid from the street excavation fund.
I'll move to approve. Okay.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Approval of a renewal with RT Specialties and NAESI for airport general liability and pollution because of coverage for 4/30/2026 to 4/30/2027.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item 4, police fire ambulance. Item A is approval to hire Abbey Road Control for traffic control on July 4th at a cost of $990.
I'll move to approve. Seconded.
Moved and seconded.
This will be for the firework event that they're having down at the fairground, and we'll put them at the west end. We expect a lot of traffic to be leaving that event.
Okay, and this is just for the leaving, not the.
Yeah, I think they'll trickle in, but
Okay.
when they're leaving, I think it's gonna be a high volume.
Are we gonna talk about this with the money we were gonna give the fair? Are we gonna take that out of that or?
Yeah, I have that listed for 8A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item B is approval of paying the
Aye.
additional rate of $250 an hour for the PHRC case number, blah, blah, yeah, and the other one, retained services with Buchanan, Ingersoll and Root.
I'll move to approve.
Moved and seconded. Any questions?
What is the rate for the insurance carrier?
So they would just pick a random firm for us and then they would cover the full cost. I would assume it's under the 250 rate. We did go that direction on one of our police matters, but we typically don't when it's like a labor law item, but it's up to council. You can certainly do that. We still are on the hook for the first $15,000 and then insurance would cover the amount after. In this case, the way it's written, insurance would only cover $250 and then we would pay the remaining. So if it's an associate on it, if it's a partner, so say the total hourly rate is $600, insurance would pay $250 and then we would pay the remaining.
Up to the 15.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And the town's on the hook for the first 15,000, and then after that, we would do the cost share.
Gotcha. Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item C is approval to grant an exception for the Billy Pelly's 5K walk run permit to allow participants to proceed off BART route subject to condition that fire police are available to provide necessary coverage and support during the event.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item is codes.
Okay.
Aye.
Approval of. Let's see how I can mess this up. Approval of an agreement with Barry Asset and Associate Services.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Any discussion?
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
The recommendation from the planning council to approve JKLM, Bloom Property Subdivision, 1005 East 8th Street.
Aye.
I haven't finished reading it yet.
I think she's.
Quite a lag there, Karen.
Number one, recommendation to approve a note be added to the plan in lieu of formal sewerage facilities planning module and being applied for through DEP. Note shall read, should future development occur on either parcel, all the required sewage planning and utility coordination will be addressed at that time in accordance with applicable regulations. Any discussion?
This is just a property that they're dividing. That's all, I think. I think this is the one. Right.
They don't have a proposed purpose yet, so we're just evaluating the subdivision of it without the proposed use.
Okay.
Do we approve this or we approve all, and then approve them all?
We typically do all of them.
Okay.
At once.
Yeah.
Two, recommendation to approve a note be added in plan in lieu of formal submittal to Viola of ability to serve letters. Note shall read, should future development occur on either parcel, all required sewage planning and utility coordination will be addressed at that time in accordance with applicable regulations. Any discussion? Three, recommendation from the planning commission to approve a 90-day extension. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Was there a motion?
No.
No.
Okay, sorry, I was like.
Okay, sorry, the motion.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Right, been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you.
The recommendation from the planning commission to approve Midland
Aye.
Point Realty LLC land development 90-day extension. Motion,
I'll move to approve.
Second.
discussion?
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nay? So moved.
All right. We'll let Karen get in there.
Eventually.
Okay. Next is Parks and Rec. Jackie?
All right, A, approval to enter into a contract with Coca-Cola or alternatively to purchase a cooler refrigeration unit and procure product directly from retail stores as needed for town operations.
Move to approve.
Second,
Which one do you want to approve?
Oh, we're gonna discuss, right?
Yeah. Needs to be
Okay.
moved and seconded to discuss it, so.
my thoughts are that, I'm gonna be working a job out of town most of the summer. The question of who's gonna be responsible for going to buy, whether it's this product or candy or snacks or any of the thing, is somebody really going to be running to Wilkes-Barre on a regular basis? And this concern comes from someone, and Justin can vouch to this, who ran to Wilkes-Barre for a year and a half to buy products. But where it's volunteer work for us. I was on the company Dole, so it's a little bit different. But it looks great to save the money, but we would have to purchase, if we're gonna purchase a display cooler, that's thousands of dollars. So you're not gonna recover the money during the course of this year or for a couple of years. If we're just gonna buy a refrigerator, and as I made in my note, if a decent refrigerator comes in, we might get one donated. But if we're really gonna look for a display cooler, the money that looks like we save, which we do, would be wiped out in a second.
Well, thankfully, the pool season is not a year long. So it's only a couple months. we discussed this in line and we feel that we can do this ourselves. I don't,
Do we wanna try to solicit a donation of a fridge or buy one on the cheap? And then just sort of like let people know what we have? I'm not sure display is so necessary, but what's the thought?
that is a thought. I feel that we can probably find a refrigerator somewhere that was either donated or.
Well, someone can, you know, Foot's recommended we call them once a week and see if something has come in. And they did say, unless it was a really high-end one, which we wouldn't want anyway, that they would donate it if one came in. So if someone wants to pick up on that.
That sounds great.
And I somewhat in my busy retirement schedule would find a little time to go to Sam's Club to pick stuff up for us.
I was gonna say, you're driving around all the time.
I know, right? You got a rock coat, so.
I go to Sam's on Sundays.
And we go to, yeah, we go
Sunday.
to,
Right,
that's only a half an hour.
right.
So.
Feel that we have a lot of help here. And. I don't know,
And you're gonna be doing the inventory, you said? Joking.
feeling confident about this.
There you go.
Okay, girl.
And maintain some positivity.
Management by committee. All right, so the plan would be, so I guess the motion is to source a fridge and have volunteers run to, Sand Club or where?
Yeah.
Is there a second? I'll make that motion. Okay, all right,
You're good.
okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Repeating discussion of rental platforms. Available motions are included in the packet at the request of the mayor. I feel that the Google free feed, if that is available, I feel that we should use that. I'm not willing to pay $4,500 for free service.
So we would link to a Google Sheet.
If that would work, I feel that that's fine. What Norman brought up, I feel that is also a very good suggestion.
I agree with Norman's suggestion. And if we can get by with the Google Sheet for this year, I think that would be fine, but yeah, I'd like to see it incorporated into something, you know, if we can get something suggested out of the stamp or whatever. It'd be nice to have a platform that does more than just one thing. Would the assistant in admin then be responsible for managing or monitoring the Google form then?
So the one thing that is kind of a downfall of the Google is if we allow people to make their own reservations, we would have to secure it in a way where they're not editing it. That's my only concern with people. Right now, we have it set up where the Google Calendar is available for the airport reservations, the conference center, but it's managed by an employee. So if someone wants to make a reservation, you have to contact, you know, Dan, myself to get it on the calendar. We had 482 people in 2025 make up pavilion reservations, so it's not like it's a low number.
How many was that?
482.
If you rent a pavilion, right, if you reserve a pavilion, you have it all day.
In the past, we did it 10 to 2, 2 to 4, or 4 to 6.
Okay.
So we have it in increments in case people just want it for lunch. We used to charge at one point $25, and then if you wanted the full day, it was $50. So now it's free.
Yeah, so that was the debate of 4 years ago, whatever. Mr. Huber felt very strongly they should not be giving this away, but, the people won.
I mean, how clunky is it to have a reservation form and then somebody comes in and just logs them so that no one can get in on a Google sheet and make a change?
I'd have to work with our IT, like the RTI setting it up. It was, like if you look right now, we have 3 Google embedded calendars on our website right now. 2 are on our homepage. And then 1 is on our airport page. So we already use Google embedded calendars right now. What we can lock up, what we can't, we'd have to kind of explore that.
Would you feel that an app or an online reservation would be easier?
I think for the cost, there's that point where council would have to decide, is it worth it? You know, back when we were discussing, should people pay to reserve it, we were only collecting around $5,000, but if you take 482 times 25, if there is, you know, a request to change it, that's $12,050. So I'm just throwing that out there. So I do think we've seen an increase of people using it for weddings, graduation parties, family events. It's a good resource.
Well, and also by having people be able to break it up in portions of the day too. That's what I would hate to see go away, is that's beneficial to people. Because before, that was the other thing that we would have happen, is that people would get there really early in the morning for an afternoon party and then like hold it up all day because the decorator, somebody would sit there and give me the people that wanted to come use it in the meantime.
I used to go out there at 5 o'clock in the morning for the scout troop.
Yeah. It's inefficient for everybody.
Yep.
Do we already have any kind of platform that does like work orders, preventative maintenance, like a platform that, like a reservation platform currently? For any,
You've been at these meetings, how do you think we handle preventative maintenance?
what I'm saying is if you have a platform, sometimes you talk to the administrators of the platform, you can attach a component where the link goes not to, just for instance, say you have vehicle maintenance, you've got other maintenance. You can set it up to where there's a portion of it that is a request. So it's, you're using their platform, it's adding basically a component for a request, which has the calendar, the reservation, and then the login portion of it is an admin preference to where, say, if at least we could see just the portion for reservations and Brady can go in and he can see his portion. You're using the same platform, it's just the accessibility to it.
Right. So there's platforms like GoGov, we get advertised a lot. There's one that Charlie was sort of looking at for that's more recycling centered. I think that's where I'm getting at, is I think the stamp thing, we might be able to look into something that's more, hey, do you have an issue with, you know, Tom Tobin had come propose something similar to this as far as like a community dashboard. It's like, if you have a maintenance concern, it, you know, automatically goes to Brady. If it's something administrative like this, and would host these sorts of things. But I pitched that's gonna be more than $4,500.
That's why I was saying, if we already currently had a platform that did that, we just try to get the component added to it for town park reservations.
The only thing I think that we have to look pretty close would be WeWorks or iWorks.
I know I scheduled, I talked to iWorks, and they do like asset management as well. Yeah, it would be an add-on, but they could do like, you could call in and you got a pothole in front of your house,
Right.
stuff like that. The school board used to use one called School Do, but I think they've changed their name, which I used on the island. I managed very, very good, but not cheap.
I just hate to see us go back to be making more work for admin staff to be trimmed down to try to eliminate some of this work. But it is really well used.
I will say, even with the pavilion reservation system, we still get a lot of calls. Like people still book through the phone or through email. People then want to cancel it. So then we have to go in on the back end and then remove it. So there's still some administrative work to what we currently have.
but significantly less than before.
But also like running the numbers, I think pavilions have grown, like the reservations have grown because it is so accessible. You know, if we go years ago, we were only at 5,000. If
Yeah.
we look at 2025 and just do $25, it would have been 12,000. So there is growth to people reserving it.
Yeah, but part of that's because it's easy and it's free. I mean, if we started charging, you can't say that the number would stay the same.
Right.
Yeah.
We won't have any data to go off of them.
Right.
I did reach out to Benesh. They could do a similar system in the Esri account. It would take about a week for them. There's some rates there, if there would be transfers or not. But I'm sure there's, you know, several other choices too that council could go.
Well, need a motion.
I would like to look into some sort of app. I feel like we're gonna have to find some sort of app when the pickleball courts get pretty busy anyways, so people are freaking out for those.
Oh, I 100% agree, but that's what, you know, do we want to bite the bullet on this and say, okay, buy ourselves this year and that's what we're gonna be looking into for the rest of this year is what do we go for 2026? 27.
So are you suggesting keeping what we have now?
Personally, that would be my suggestion, just for the sake of continuity, familiarity, and knowing that at least that plate's not one that we have to keep spinning while we look at something else. But I can also appreciate people that want to move to something else.
An 80% increase is not.
And they didn't do
Great.
anything new, right? They're just hosting it.
That's not entirely them. That's part of the platform plus whatever they're.
I mean, I think for continuity, we should keep them for this year and then we work towards next year. Making a better platform.
What app are you using for parking currently?
Passport.
So the Passport, make an identification for a pavilion and rent, just basically like you're paying for a parking spot, but you pay for a pavilion. Cause all you're doing is paying for a space on the street, you put up one of those signs down there, have somebody go on, reserve it.
But we're not paying for paid spaces. We're paying for
Every time you pay for a parking spot on the street.
Yeah, but it's not, it's spot specific. We didn't want that because we would have had to like,
But
that's
if
a lot
you
more
make it
items.
spot specific. See what I'm saying? If you bring it up and you basically ask them if you could bring up the pavilion, bring it up and basically do it, you could almost get it down to the hour. If you wanted to pay for it for an hour.
Yeah, but can you make it, I guess I don't have the answer to this. These are reservations. This is a person that's calling today that wants it
Right.
for, 2:00 on a day in August.
I'm just opening up a question of possibility.
No,
Yeah,
I
no.
like how you're thinking.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I have seen though that they just like those companies are all starting to merge up together. So I think that they're staying more focused on like the parking permit side of things. And expanding their territory probably rather than expanding their services within that. But I haven't looked into it any further than that, so it's possible.
Was there a motion?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it meant something.
Is the airport included in, or the yard sales included in,
It is not.
they're not included in that platform?
Right now, it's not on as a shareable feature.
And we're paying separate for that?
There was no price given for that one.
I thought it was for both. My understanding was that it was 3,000 for the pavilions and 15 for the yard sale, but that's not clarified on here.
anyone, unless someone has a problem, the company that I recommended, if I give them a call tomorrow and say, if someone was really in a rush to get this up and running, how quickly could we get it up and running? And that doesn't hurt to ask.
I think you could probably get it up and running the same day.
Well, you've never seen me in front of a computer.
I mean, I feel that we're overthinking it, the complexity,
Yeah.
city of it, like. My brother lived outside of DC. They pull up an app and they reserve their pickleball court or the tennis court. Like, it's not. I feel it's not that hard.
It's not, but the apps are expensive.
You just said $39 a month.
Yeah, the one that's what they said online. I mean, I'd have to call them and get more details, but I could call them.
There's no way we're getting a municipal platform for $39 a month.
Let's see. You know. Like everything else doesn't look that.
Someone needs to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to look into, an app related service.
Do you wanna put a cost to that?
Something less than $4,500.
Okay.
Jeff, you're-
I would probably say then, let's go with $2,500.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Right.
Opposed? Okay. All right. Next is, oh, no, go on.
I have an approval of retaining, Magic Touch cleaning service. The rate for town pool, park and pool will increase from $280 to $460 weekly with the biohazard of $50 each time eliminated.
So moved.
Right, been moved and seconded?
But this is bad this past year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember, we talked about it like
I
last
know,
year.
we talked about a lot of it, but, I mean, they really had,
Well, does that mean we're not going down there and cleaning up?
Yeah.
Anymore? Cause that, we always did.
So this would be the cleaning crew would clean it up.
no matter what happened.
Correct.
Okay.
But we're not gonna get the additional biohazard rate for that, it's just. Now it's. Extra $200 a week.
Correct. And I think last year we were up to like 3 that I can
Included.
recall.
There were 3 biohazards. We were down there.
Okay.
And we've done it 4 times this year.
Already.
Already.
Only been open for like 2 weeks, hasn't it?
April members.
Yeah, they've already sprayed the bee. Already has cleaned that up. Yeah. They're back on. My God.
Yoki. Doesn't seem like we have much choice than that.
No, no, because the man cheaper then.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next is the project committee, Chris.
Approval for payment of PP&L for the recycling center in regards to the solar project that totaled $17,532.73.
Go ahead.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any questions? And is this for hookups for the batteries? Cool. All right,
Yep, for the electrical panel.
all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Approval of award bid number 2 for the construct East Terminal Taxiways and T-Hanger Under Drain and Electrical Conduit Project to HRI Inc. in the amount of $183,065.
Got a motion?
Oh, take the motion.
Second.
And seconded. This is part of the grant, correct?
Yep, so this one is 95% federal, 5% state, and we learned that HRI got bought out by Hawbaker, but it is gonna be HRI as the subsidiary doing business with the town.
Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Weird, but the approval of denying bid number 1 for the construct east terminal taxiways and T-hanger under drain and electrical conduit project.
I'll move to approve.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Thank you.
Right, and
Aye.
approval of the proposal from Ganesh, regrading the Market Street and State Route 11 Main Street monument and signal improvements in the amount of 51,500.
I'll move to approve.
Moved and seconded. Does this have to do with the Main Street grant as well?
Yeah, so we do have a grant for $50,000. This was the discussion of moving the traffic lane and eliminating, you know, right now there's 3, eliminating that down to 2 and moving traffic away from the monument. This would be prepping everything and getting all the PennDOT requirements and then having our crew, Public Works, come in, do stamp concrete around it and then put some sort of bollard fence around the monument. So we're talking very low cost after this hurdle.
Is this still gonna be, will be coordinated with the paving that's going on with Veolia, or is that not gonna sync up?
It will not sync up. So we told Veolia to use more water-based paint for that area. That was the suggestion from Banesh, but we won't be able to move forward because they're gonna be paving in the next month, probably.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Item 8 is miscellaneous, is a motion to reconsider the $10,000 donation to Williamsburg Fair for the 2026 fireworks event. The $500 non-refundable band deposit and the $9.90 for traffic control discussion held on April 13th.
I'll make a motion to reconsider.
Second.
Do we want to deduct the $9.90 and the $500 from the amount that we had discussed giving them, or are we just not gonna help out?
How much was the band altogether?
2,000, and then we did a $500 deposit on it. So if you guys would deduct both, it would be 8,510, but Jacqueline made that original motion.
I personally wish that I'd never agreed to donating that.
I agree.
Fireworks, first of all, but other reasons as well. I don't think I'm not interested in supporting.
Are there any other potential fences that we've missed? So if we do go forward, we don't have to come back and say, well, there's another $1,000 that we should.
The one item that we're remaining or waiting for is the traffic control, which you guys approved to me.
Yeah, Lisa and I had a good meeting with, it was Tim and Director Broganshire and Sanders about what was going on down there. We talked about the traffic control. Due to expected increase in traffic from Williamsport changing their routine, but it seems like Williamsport's gonna try to pull something off now too. But
I think helping out with traffic control is more than enough.
Again, we told them we were giving them the 10,000, or
There was a prior motion that council did approve to give $10,000, but I know there was reconsiderations of that, so that's why it's listed on the agenda. We did not remit payment at this point.
Right.
Yep.
but did we send them a note or an email or something telling them we were gonna give them money?
We had conversations. I was directed to have a meeting, so I had a meeting with the fair.
Yeah.
Then we had discussions at the last council meeting to reconsider. So then we had another meeting. Justin and Garmin and myself attended. So now we're here again.
Jim, did you have thoughts after the meeting?
I don't know, I just, I see they're advertising very heavily on Facebook.
Mhm.
they're really, they've had it on there 3 or 4 different times now, I saw, with no inclusion of us in their big ad, they already have already made up. So I don't know if they would ever even change that if they included us. So is 500 and 900 the amount that would come off of?
It could be some lower amount, it could be anything, that's right, you know. It could be all or nothing, it could be, okay, we're got our own things to handle over here.
I think Jacqueline, your motion right now is not to deduct it, though.
Deduct the 990, we already spent the 990, correct?
Correct. So I think, I just want to clarify, the motion that we have is Jacqueline made a motion, then Jess second, and that motion is not to contribute.
Correct.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
I've always said
I
I'd
think we
like,
can use $10,000 a lot better than they can. I'm just gonna say it out loud. I think we need it more than in other places, personally.
Well, on fireworks, it'll last for one evening and just for a while.
15 minutes.
Those systems.
All right, hearing no other discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. Item 9 is old business. Approval of payment for the application 1 and 2 to Robert Young. And approval of time extension of change order 3. They have been tabled.
You can table them again.
You make a motion.
I'll make a motion to table. A and B.
I'm still up in the air about this. My remarks are, is Robert Young did the work down there. He did the work according to Livick Civils, whatever they give him. He did the work. But we've held it this far, and this geotech service hopefully will come through very shortly, so we can finally make up our minds on us moving. This is going on long enough. It's all going on long enough. Time to,
There's no chance that the court was, the Robert Young part of the court project was laid.
We don't know that yet.
we don't know that.
I don't know if they painted too soon, we just don't know.
I know a lot of people aren't quite happy with the finish on it. That could be,
14 days.
you know, they put it on in 14 days, they should have waited the whole 30 days. But they did, that was up to them. But as far as I'm concerned, they still did their work. As put forward by the engineers. The engineers are the ones to me that, they do the job, they figure it out, and they give it to the contractor. And the contractor proceeds as per the engineer.
But the contractor was told to wait 30 days to paint it.
It was suggested. I just, in the way they put it.
They called the manufacturer.
Well, and I think the only flaw in your analogy there is, you're painting a house, and I'm buying the paint, and I buy crappy painting.
Mhm.
It's not the design of the house that is the problem with the walls.
Right.
There is room for
Yeah,
the ability to get something screwed up between what's given and what gets applied. But as none of us really have any of those answers on that at this moment, it is still up to Dana. All right, there's motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, our next meeting is May 11th. Second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
7 o'clock.
I wrote about something now. I've got 3 4 hours.
I'll do it again.